We live in a universe of rules on a playing field with very clearly defined lines. But what happens when something comes along that's so vast, so brilliant, it just doesn't fit? Well, this is the tale of two such titans.
I know, it's a strange question, isn't it? On one hand, you have this silent, sprawling cosmic anomaly, and on the other, a man who completely changed the world's most popular sport. Believe it or not, the answer connects the deepest, darkest parts of space with the deepest parts of what it means to be human. So let's dive right in. We're exploring things that operate beyond the established rules, the kind of things that challenge the very foundations of their worlds and force all of us to ask some bigger, more profound questions. We're going to start our journey way out in the silent, cold expanse of the cosmos. It's here that a discovery was made that continues to baffle scientists and challenge our understanding of, well, pretty much everything. To really wrap our heads around the scale of what we're talking about, we have to start with something we know. So let's start right here, our home, a familiar blue marble floating in the vastness. Now let's pull back, far, far back, past the planets, past every star you've ever seen in the night sky. From out here, even our entire galaxy, the Milky Way, with its hundreds of billions of suns, becomes nothing more than a single, tiny point of light, like a grain of sand on an infinite beach.
And it's out there, in that unimaginable darkness, that we find this, the Hercules-Corona Borealis Great Wall. Now, it's not a wall made of stone or brick. It's a colossal, sprawling thread of entire galaxies, all bound together by gravity into one single, breathtaking structure. To give you some sense of its scale, this thing is 10 billion light years across. That number is almost impossible to comprehend. Light, the fastest thing in existence, would need 10 billion years to get from one side to the other. To put that in perspective, the entire universe is only about 13.8 billion years old. It's just immense. And here's the kicker. Our current model of the universe is built on something called the cosmological principle. It basically says that on a really large scale, the universe should be pretty much uniform. Clumps this big shouldn't exist. There simply hasn't been enough time since the Big Bang for a structure this massive to form. So its very existence, it breaks the rules of physics.
Okay, now let's pivot. We're going to go from the very edge of the universe right to the center of a football pitch. It's time to meet another kind of titan, one whose genius was defined not by cosmic scale, but by a profound, game-changing quietness. Of course, we're talking about Zinedine Zidane. You see, in a sport that's so often dominated by speed, raw power, and really loud personalities, Zidane was an anomaly. He didn't need to shout to be heard. His brilliance on the ball was all he needed. Just think about it. While your typical superstar relies on speed and power, Zidane's game was all about thought and precision. They might be loud and expressive, but he was quiet and composed. They run all over the field, while he just seems to be thinking one step ahead of everyone else. It's like he was a chess master who saw the geometry of the game in a way no one else could. He didn't outrun his opponents, he simply outthought them. His career was just a masterclass in this quiet dominance. From the streets of Marseille, this kid with Algerian roots who just understood the language of the ball, to Juventus in Italy, where the whole world finally took notice of his unique genius. Then, the absolute peak, France '98, scoring 2 goals in the World Cup final to become a national hero. And then, at Real Madrid, he became a true artist, scoring one of the most unforgettable and technically perfect goals in football history. So, we have this cosmic structure that breaks the rules of physics, and a human player who broke the mold of what a superstar should be. And their stories, they truly connect in the moment they each broke the rules in the most spectacular way possible. So first, you have the cosmic rule breaker. As we've seen, the Great Wall's existence is a direct challenge to what science says should be possible. It's this quiet cosmic rebel that's forcing us to reconsider the very laws we thought governed the universe. And then you have the human rule breaker, a genius who was so profoundly human that he broke his own legend in a single, shocking moment. At the absolute peak of his career, in the final match he would ever play, he broke the unwritten rule of the perfect farewell. Yeah, the 2006 World Cup final. His career didn't end with him lifting a trophy. It ended with him walking right past it after getting a red card. But looking back, that wasn't really a moment of failure. It was a moment of profound, raw humanity. The quiet genius, for just one instant, was loud. And it was a shocking reminder that this Titan was, after all, completely human. So, what do we take away from these two incredible stories of defiance? Well, their legacies are surprisingly similar. They both force us to rethink what we believe is even possible. I mean, think about it. Both the cosmic wall and the human artists push us beyond our comfort zones. They challenge the rules we thought were absolute. They expand our whole definition of what's possible. They show us that genius doesn't always have to shout from the rooftops. And maybe most importantly, they prove that even the most untouchable legends are still human. And Zidane's story didn't end with that red card. He brought that exact same quiet, thoughtful approach to coaching. And what happened? He led Real Madrid to an unprecedented 3 consecutive Champions League titles. He proved that his brand of genius wasn't a fluke. It was a philosophy. And the Great Wall, it's still out there, a silent testament to our own cosmic ignorance. It's a reminder that what we know is just a tiny island in a vast, mysterious ocean, just waiting for the next discovery to come along and change everything all over again. And ultimately, that's the connection, isn't it? Whether we're looking into the deepest reaches of space or just onto a simple field of grass, the most important discoveries about the universe and about ourselves are found when we dare to look beyond the established rules. Which leaves us with one final lingering thought. If these are the titans that we already know about, the ones that defy our understanding, what else is out there, quietly waiting in the dark for us to find?